It's time to try and improve the looks of the Vauxhall Corsa that has temporarily joined our fleet. We're primarily preparing it for sale, and cosmetics are pretty much where most of the attention is needed, but we do have some products that have been very kindly sent to us, so we'll run through those and show you where our base point is, where we're starting from with the Vauxhall Corsa. So we've got a product we've used before, the Owatrol's Polytrol Colour Restorer, which for things like these grey plastics that should be black should be absolutely ideal. And
yeah,
we showed the worst bit is look at the wheel arch compared to the bumper.
Super faded.
So this is going to be a very good test.
Wheel arch is the same.
Yeah, hopefully we can revive some plastics.
And we're kind of on what would be nice to do and what is necessary. But yeah, this product we used before, we love it to bits. And these we haven't used yet.
We haven't. So this one's a new one for me. This is paint conditioner and rust inhibitor, where you paint directly on rusty metal. Thankfully there isn't too much of it on this car, so it may not be the best test, but we do have our scrap piece of metal over here. On which
Add something
we've got
else to your collection.
Yeah, we've got which one's that? That's MDS Europe's paint inhibiting rust inhibiting primer. Sorry, that was some very old cure rust, but has not done very well. And then this end was already rusty, and I've covered it in Alpha Lan, also from MDS Europe. But I think we've got this stripe where my thumb is. Maybe we'll put some on there, and that can be our continuing test piece. Palette. So that's just a piece of steel we've left sitting in a damp barn in Wales. Very good test.
But yeah, so obviously we're going for the plastics.
Oh no, we haven't finished going for the products yet.
Oh, products, okay.
One more to do. Owatrol also do a releasing oil and lubricant. So we'll definitely be giving that a test, because these door hinges are not the best. Oh, typical. Oh no, you can hear it.
Are you just going to waggle the door till it makes the noise you want?
There's definitely some lubricant needed there. And then, yeah, let's see how we can get on. So let's walk around and show you where all the plastics are. This headlamp is a problem.
Okay, so we've got the...
I think we're going to have to replace it.
Formerly black bumper.
Yeah.
Simplest thing we're going to do is take that off, empty it out, and see if it's just a connection or something that's causing that.
No, I think the seal is gone. It's letting moisture in, which has rusted out the reflector. So I think ideally, complete replacement.
We may need a new one. A nice to do would be the chroming.
Yeah, I don't know how we revive that. I don't think the Owatrol's going to touch it, because that's the silvering has come off.
Now, is that stuff clear? Because that could be interesting on things like this here.
Yeah, I believe it is. So, and inside the slam panel bonnet, we've put some of that rust inhibitor, I think. But going round,
painting the windscreen wipers.
Oh yeah,
that one's even worse. How is that even worse?
Yeah, these are definitely a bit crusty. It's just little jobs. If you smarten up these, it'll make a big difference. Make sure you put them on the right way around, obviously.
And stuff, so.
But after a wash, the paint has come up pretty well. It could do with a polish.
Yeah, because lots of people were mentioning white struggles with time.
Yeah. Tyres, we're going to speak to our friend Tim at Cambrian Classics, and he can order in some tyres so we can get rid of this ancient Stomil tyre.
And also, we think these are Corsa C, don't we?
Or people think they're actually knockoffs with a Vauxhall sticker on them, so not legit wheel trim.
Not legit.
Not correct.
Have we mentioned underneath yet?
We haven't really been under it at all yet, so we still need to do that. The rear bumper, again, very blotchy, almost as if someone's gone over it. You can go over them with air guns. That does work, and it will revive the plastic, and but only a certain amount of times. You really want to put the oils back into the plastics. So that's also a bit grey. Rear wiper,
it's
not
fine,
too bad.
Weirdly.
Yeah, that one's all right.
Curious.
And down this side again, we've got a horribly grey arch. But being a really base Merit, no side trims to worry about. But I bet a bit of Owatrol on the door handles will have them.
We're hoping to do a Sean have also driven and find the miraculous original wheels, aren't we?
Yeah. But sadly we didn't.
Again, you did it already.
Yeah. Greying plastic there. So every bit of plastic on the car, even the plastic light lenses, we'll get some Owatrol on.
Internally, very clean. It did have a full valet before it came to Rustable.
Yeah, the driver's seat's a bit shabby, a bit tired, but otherwise the interior is very good. And you've got the service location guide. Sadly, don't seem to have the service book with the service history, but it was serviced and MOT'd back in May.
Didn't it come with a folder?
Yeah, it came with a folder, but I don't think it's got all the service history in it. I don't think the original service book is there. So there you go. That is our start point rather. Not the Corsa's oil patches. That's other fleet members. So let's get stuck in. Go on then. Let's see what difference we can make.
Okay, so it's quite a simple process with this stuff. I didn't just Owatrol myself. I was getting spider webs off my cloth. So you apply it very liberally, rub it in, you leave it for 10 to 20 minutes, and then you buff it off. We did initially think you wash it off, but you don't. You buff it off. If, and I suspect this is going to be the case with this car, if certain areas aren't coming up quite as well, it says to remove the excess from the areas where you've perhaps got too much on there and put it onto these other areas. So what we might need to do is more than one go on here. But we shall see. Could surprise
We shall see.
us.
This is going to be interesting.
The idea is it's returning the moisture to the plastics. Re-wetting it, I think, is the word that they use.
Yeah.
But yeah, very simple process. We've used this before. We really like this product.
Yeah,
and I know
Smart.
that Davey, the new owner of the Smart, really likes this product.
Yeah. Let's get stuck in. Here we go then. Applying to the arch.
Liberal coating.
Oh yeah, that is badly faded.
I don't think that's going to come up in one, is it?
No.
We'll see. I don't think it's going to come with one, but we'll give it a go. Trying to get all in the edges there. Otherwise you can have grey edges.
Yeah. Yeah, that is really quite bad. This is perhaps the ultimate test for this stuff, but yeah, it may be. This is a bit too far, because that's sun bleached is what that is. If we just compare that side.
That side's worse.
With that side.
Oh yeah, it's also important to note that you need to make sure the surface is clean before you...
Yep, which this was. Took it to, just by the look at the tyres. I did take it to a jet wash just the other day, and it's been indoors since.
There we go.
Cool. Right, we'll both get cracking with that and see if we can spruce up the Corsa. So, front bumper progress. Yeah, I think that might have made a difference. It looks a bit shiny at the moment, but we do find it does sort of calm down a bit, so you don't get that horrible shoe polish look. Some people use shoe polish on the black plastics. Shiny. Yeah, but it just ends up a bit too much. I think this will go to the sort of slightly matte finish it should have, but that's made an amazing difference.
That's crazy, isn't it, already?
Yeah, yeah.
That's not even set yet. They've done what it needs to do.
Brilliant. See if we can improve the door hinge situation. These little bars here are often a culprit. The door stop itself, so a bit in there, a bit on the hinges, a little bit, not too much. Apply a little bit on the lock itself, and let's see how we're doing. Just work that in a bit. Yeah, I can feel that. You can hear the scuffing noise. That is that's the door check strap itself. So often, can you bend the straw? It'd be really useful if I could. Yeah, ish. Try and get in there a bit more. There's usually a couple of rollers. Just a bit more on the hinges. Now we've worked some in. See, people have used that white lithium grease, I think, which is terrible because it just dries. Oh yeah. Yeah, that sounds like it's working much more like it should. Yeah, the white lithium grease just makes an utter mess of things, in my opinion. That's the front bumper done. Again, the wheel arch this side is not coming back to black. I think these may just be too far gone.
I'm going to give them another coat.
Yeah, definitely worth doing.
Maybe I could bring them up a bit, would be helpful.
Yeah, but before we do the scuttle panel, I'm just going to try and clean this wiper arm up a bit. So we'll start with a bit of Scotch-Brite to get the loose and flaky stuff off. Then we're going to put some of this stuff on, the paint conditioner and rust inhibitor. So you can add it to paint, like people put white spirit into paint to thin it out, make it apply more evenly, but I think we're just going for an anti-corrosion layer on the wiper arms, and then we'll paint the wiper arms black. I will get the arms off the car for painting, but at the moment that spindle's doing a very good job of holding the wiper arm where it needs to be. So we'll do that. While it can be brushed on, I think I might just go for dabbing with a bit of blue roll. I think that'll do the job. Right, so wearing a glove, because I don't think any of these chemicals are particularly friendly to skin. We've got some applied to the wiper arm, so we'll let that dry. Then we can paint the wiper arm. And I've applied some to my rust control piece as well. So I used a bit of Scotch-Brite just to get the worst of the flaky rust off. And then we put the Owatrol product on top. So we'll see how that does on our control piece. You can see we're just a bit scabby around the slam panel, and it's the same true of the bonnet lip itself. Very common because you've effectively got two pieces of metal wrapped over each other here. So again, I will clean those up and we'll put some Owatrol oil on them. Let's knock some of this off. Yeah, this one's escalating a bit, but there's no point leaving the flaky paint on. I might give it a bit more attention in a few spots, but yeah, we'll get the worst of the flaky stuff off. And then Owatrol before paint. All right, let's excuse security going off in the background, but we've now got the Owatrol oil seeping into the rust. Might do another coat on that, and then we can prime and paint. And hopefully we can just avoid going over the lip. And there we go, that's a few minutes work with some cleaning wipes. And I think the engine bay is looking a lot more attractive. Nowhere near concourse. There's some very attached grime in places, but just doing that, getting the worst bits off, has brightened that up a treat. And you've cleaned up the grille as well, even though we've got defective silver paint in places. That's looking a lot better as well. So we have not managed to get these arches back to black. I think that's just not happening, sadly. They are too far gone. But it's definitely looking better than it was.
I got to say, 2 coats has made
Whoa, you haven't got a mic on.
No, I thought it was on.
Oh, you are on?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I followed the instructions about removing excess and putting it onto your problematic areas. It is darker, significantly darker than it was.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of sun fade in there, unfortunately.
Sadly,
but,
so if we go to the back, the mirror's looking amazing. If we go to the back, no, you can just see a spot in there. That's where it was. This has still got a coat to it and needs buffing off. But it was almost white.
I thought you did that.
Apparently I missed that bit. So we definitely got improvement, but we're not out of the woods just yet.
Bear in mind, how old is this car? 26?
20, yeah, somewhere around that. 26, 27 years old.
98, yes?
97.
97, oh gosh.
Yeah, so roof bar's
so
done.
27
Bit of buffing on the
then.
paint. Yeah. Door handle you done this side?
Yes, I haven't buffed it though.
Yeah. And the mirror this side as well. So, not perfect. Hey, guess what?
It's not going to be perfect.
Yeah, you can't do miracles with this stuff, but it's made it look so much better. Once I finish faffing with wipers, we can do the scuttle panel as well. But yeah, interesting. And there we have it. Someone is struggling to put the polishing cloths down, but the Corsa looking an awful lot better than it did when we first got here this morning. So huge thanks to Owatrol for letting us try their products. They certainly seem to have made a big difference. Doors open nicely, the plastics look an awful lot better.
Can I just say, it goes a long way as well.
Yeah,
we used that container to do the Smart, didn't we?
We did. So
we used that container to do the Smart.
That has done the Smart and 2 trips around the Corsa. And there's still plenty left. Bella next. Yeah, Bella needs a wash first, because Bella is going to be our steed for the NEC. Probably be setting up at the NEC by the time you see this video. So Bella's going to be showing off. I don't think a Berlingo has been there before, so that should be interesting. And then after the show, we can get back on with this and maybe see what little Miss Hubnut thinks of driving it.
Oh, that is a very important point, actually. Little Miss Hubnut's taken a shine to this car, and we have an idea because lots of people in the 1990s and the early 2000s learned to drive in Corsa Bs,
Me.
Mr. Hubnut included. So, in the comments, if you could put about your 1990s driving instructor, driving lessons experience. If it was in a Corsa B,
regardless of the car,
if it was in
Corsa
a
B is brilliant. But
yeah, if it was in Corsa B, even better. But your experience of learning to drive in the 1990s, because we're going to do a video where Mr. Hubnut is going to be the 1990s driving instructor, and little Miss Hubnut's going to be the 1990s pupil, and she's going to give this a go.
She might have to do things like reverse around a corner and a 3-point turn, things they don't do anymore. But that's what I had to do on my driving test. In front of a police car in the case of the 3-point turn.
But we want to see how she gets on with this versus Desmond.
Because a lot of people have said, well, this is the natural choice for Miss Hubnut to learn to drive in and to pass her testing.
I passed my test.
Little Miss Hubnut. But we don't necessarily agree. There's a safety concern because although it was reasonable in a crash for its time, no airbags. I don't think it did offset crash testing in quite the same way as they sort of did later on. That's what did in for the Rover Metro and 100.
The most important thing is, does she agree?
Well, there is that as well. But from a parenting point of view, safety is a concern.
Aesthetically, she likes it a lot.
Yeah.
Whether she'll enjoy driving it without power steering and whatnot remains to be seen.
Although I am remembering she has driven a 2CV in the past. And she's also driven a brand new Corsa, so which I haven't. So she'll be able to do a comparison I haven't
That
done.
is exactly what we want to do. We want to do a homage to 1990s driving instructors with Little Miss Hubnut and Mr. Hubnut, and we would love your comments.
Yeah. So there you go. Thank you for watching this little update, a bit of beautification. Still more to come. We need to polish the paint, and we've got tyres to replace as well.
We're going to what?
Polish the paint. It's a phrase I've heard. I'm not sure what it means.
Are you sick?
But people say that sort of thing, don't they? Yeah, we'll get it looking nice. So thank you for watching. We'll see you in a future video.
Bye.
Farewell.
Slightly crusty.
Cute little face though.